Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're putting on our detective hats to uncover the truth behind a vehicle that's currently shrouded in a ton of mystery and heavy speculation. We're talking about the heavily rumored Volvo EX50. You know, Volvo has historically been synonymous with safety and luxury, but with the entire automotive industry literally shifting under our feet right now, we're going to see if this new model has what it takes to actually dethrone the reigning EV giants. So why is the whole EV world buzzing about this? Well, Volvo recently filed a trademark for this specific name. And if the industry whispers turn out to be true, this little SUV could do something no Volvo has ever managed to do before. We're talking about a car that could genuinely undercut a Tesla on price, while simultaneously outcharging a Porsche. No joke. But here's the catch. Volvo is remaining completely tight-lipped. They will not officially talk about it. So today, we're going to meticulously piece together all the clues, the supplier leaks, and the official filings to give you the complete picture. Section 1. What we know for sure. The verified facts. Okay, let's ground ourselves in reality first. What is actually confirmed? Number 1, we know for a fact that Volvo officially trademarked the EX50 name with the European Union Intellectual Property Office in late 2025. Number 2, Volvo is currently constructing a massive, multi-billion-dollar manufacturing plant in Slovakia. This facility is specifically designed for their new SP3 platform, and production is firmly scheduled to kick off in the spring of 2027. And finally, number 3, Volvo has publicly stated they desperately need a new entry-level EV positioned right beneath the EX40 in the US market, especially since they discontinued the EX30 over here. These 3 pillars form our foundation.
Section 2. The rumor mill, leaked specs and pricing.
Now we're getting into the fun stuff. The industry insiders are talking about a real engineering magic trick here. Volvo is supposedly using that newer, larger SPA3 platform to squeeze significantly more interior room into a smaller, sleeker exterior package. So if you can imagine a car that looks slightly longer and a bit taller than the current EX40, yet somehow manages to maximize every single inch of cabin space, well, you're picturing the EX50. But honestly, here's the absolute game changer, an 800-volt architecture. That is a massive deal for a vehicle in this segment. Because the SPA3 platform supports this higher voltage, a 10% to 80% battery charge could theoretically happen in under 20 minutes. I mean, you plug in, grab a coffee, and you're ready to hit the road. That puts this Volvo right on par with ultra-fast charging leaders like Hyundai's Ioniq 5, dramatically reducing the time you spend just sitting around at a charging station. And out on the road? The leaks suggest you can expect a standard rear-wheel drive setup, which is fantastic for driving dynamics, along with an optional dual-motor all-wheel drive version for those who need that extra grip. It's expected to deliver a very competitive 280 to 300 miles of driving range. Plus, depending on the exact trim level you choose, the power output could push anywhere from a solid 250 horsepower all the way up to a blistering 400 horsepower. Okay, but here's the number that really matters, the price. Word on the street is a starting price in the high 40,000s, specifically right around that $48,000 mark. Now, why does that number matter so much? Because it undercuts today's EX40 by almost $10,000. It also immediately threatens the Tesla Model Y long range, which currently starts right around $50,000. This is Volvo playing incredibly aggressive offense on pricing. Section 3. The EV market showdown, how the EX50 stocks up. Specs are just numbers until you put them in the ring with the heavyweights, right? So let's act as the judge. The Tesla Model Y sits at $50,000, giving you 330 miles of range with 250 kilowatt charging. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 is at $48,000, offering 303 miles and blazing 350 kilowatt charging. Then you have Volvo's own current EX40, way up at $56,500 with only 280 miles of range and a much slower 200 kilowatt charging speed. But if these insider numbers for the EX50 hold true at roughly $48,000, 290 miles, and 350 kilowatt charging, the EX50 is cheaper than a Tesla and charges as fast as a Hyundai, combining the absolute best of both worlds with that legendary Swedish safety. Now, I know this sounds like a dream combo, but there is a catch. A pretty big one, actually. The harsh reality is that you are not going to see these on US roads today, tomorrow, or even next year. Production at that new Slovakia plant won't even begin until the spring of 2027. That means US deliveries likely wouldn't happen until the fall of 2027 at the absolute earliest. Section 4. Risks and roadblocks. The reality check. Because we're talking about a car that's years away, there are 3 massive roadblocks we have to acknowledge. First, EV demand is cooling across the sector.
Volvo themselves recently softened their strict all-EV goal, noting that plug-in hybrids are going to stick around a bit longer. Could this delay the EX50 further? For sure, it's entirely possible. Second, trade policy and tariffs. Because it's built in Slovakia, it will not qualify for the full $7,500 federal tax credit on a standard purchase. The only way around that is if Volvo shifts production or utilizes the commercial lease loophole. And third, well, it's an awkward family dinner scenario. Selling a cheaper, faster-charging EX50 alongside the older, more expensive EX40 in the exact same showroom, that could massively confuse buyers.
Section 5. The final verdict. Should you wait? So let's break this down into a strategic playbook for your wallet. You should absolutely wait if you love Volvo's specific blend of design and safety, if you desperately want ultra-fast 800-volt charging on a sub-$50,000 budget, and most importantly, if you have the patience to hold off until late 2027. However, you should not wait if you need a car in the next 12 months, if capturing that full $7,500 tax credit right now is a deal breaker for you, or if you simply prefer buying a proven, battle-tested model today, like the Ioniq 5 or Model Y. Stepping back from just the specs, all of these rumors point to a massive shift in corporate strategy. This isn't just another car in the lineup. To quote our sources, this is Volvo's most important EV since the XC40 Recharge. It shows that Volvo isn't just targeting wealthy luxury buyers anymore. This is their major aggressive play to win over the everyday mainstream consumer and capture genuine volume in the EV space. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Is the promise of a dramatically cheaper, incredibly fast-charging, next-generation Volvo enough to make you keep your wallet closed for the next 3 years? Or are the realities of today's market pushing you to hit the dealership right now? That is the question you got to answer for yourself. Thank you for joining me on this explainer today, and I absolutely can't wait to see how this all unfolds.